Why is it that we've all become experts at looking totally put together when inside it feels like a Category 5 hurricane just collided with a dumpster fire? Seriously. You know what I mean, right? It's that wild skill we've honed projecting this image of calm competence while we're juggling overdue bills. A mountain of work and an existential crisis we've tentatively scheduled for next Tuesday at 2 a.m. And let's not forget that realization that our poor plants are probably staging a protest because we haven't watered them in weeks. Is it just me, or do we all feel like we're in this together? We've become these master curators of our lives, showcasing our best selves on social media like it's a gallery exhibit. Our feeds are filled with perfectly staged photos of artisanal coffee, breathtaking hikes, and those cute moments that make it look like we've got it all figured out. But behind that polished facade, it's chaos, my friends. Picture this. The stockroom of our minds is a messy disaster, zone half-finished projects, unanswered emails, and emotions we keep promising ourselves we'll deal with. Eventually, we say, I'm good, thanks for asking, with that same robotic energy we use to click I have read and agreed to the terms and conditions. Spoiler alert, we haven't read them, and we're definitely not good. But hey, it's just easier to agree and move on, right? So why do we do this? Why does keeping up the illusion of having it all together feel more important than actually being okay? It's like we're all in this play, and we've all been cast in the role of functional adult. We've memorized our lines crazy weak, but powering through, or just living the dream. And we deliver them with a weary smile, hoping no one notices we've forgotten our costume and are pretty sure we're on the wrong stage. There is this unspoken agreement among us that we won't poke too hard at anyone else's facade if they don't to poke at ours. It's like a social contract of polite delusion. I won't ask you about the quiet desperation in your eyes if you don't ask me about mine. Deal. Deal. This performance starts early, doesn't it? In school, you get rewarded for having the right answers, for being quiet, for fitting in. Then, in our first jobs, we learn to nod enthusiastically in meetings where we have absolutely no idea what's going on. Vulnerability is seen as weakness, and asking for help, oh, that's a big no-no. So we build our walls brick by brick. Each I'm fine is another brick. Each cheerful, no worries, when we're drowning in worries. Another layer of mortar. Before we know it, we're living inside this fortress of our own making, and we've completely forgotten where we put the door. Isn't it ironic? We're all so busy pretending to be okay for each other that we miss the chance to connect over the fact that none of us are actually okay. Imagine if, when someone asked, how are you? We'd actually answered honestly, well, Susan, my car is making a sound like a haunted Victorian-era ghost. I think I might have accidentally adopted a raccoon that lives in my attic, and I'm pretty sure my soul has been replaced by a dial-up modem. Can you picture the chaos, the beauty, the sheer relief of it all? But instead, we default to the script. We talk about the weather or that one TV show everyone is binge. We navigate our conversations like they're carefully choreographed dances, designed to avoid any emotional landmines. We have these surface-level chats while our inner selves are screaming into pillows. It's exhausting. Being a functional human is hard enough, but being a functional human while also playing the role of a functional human, that's a full-time job nobody ever paid us for. We're all working overtime in the factory of pretending. Maybe this is the real definition of adulthood. It isn't about finally having all the answers, or having a 401k, or knowing how to properly fold a fitted sheet. Maybe adulthood is just about getting really, really good at pretending. It's about developing the perfect, non-committal smile that can mean anything from I'm having a great day to my entire life is a fragile house of cards, and a slight breeze could bring it all down. It's about mastering the art of the follow-up question-proof response. The goal isn't to be fine, it's to be so convincingly fine that no one dares to ask twice. It's a strange paradox, isn't it? We live in an era that preaches authenticity and vulnerability, yet the pressure to present a polished, successful, and happy life has never been stronger. We post things like, be kind. You never know what someone is going through, and then scroll past a friend's perfect vacation photo, feeling that familiar pang of inadequacy. We're encouraging conversations we're too scared to start ourselves. We want permission to be a mess, but we don't want to be the first to admit it. So what if we just stopped? What if, bit by bit, we started dismantling that storefront? Not by broadcasting every single crisis, but by allowing for a little more honesty. A little more actually, today's been kind of rough. A little less living the dream and a little more I'm just surviving. Maybe we'd find out that the stockroom catastrophe in the back of our minds looks a lot like everyone else's. Maybe we'd realize that our quiet, internal chaos isn't a personal failure, but a shared human experience. Perhaps the ultimate act of adulting isn't pretending to have it all together, but having the courage to admit that we don't. And in that admission, we might find that we're not alone in this beautiful, terrifying, and utterly confusing mess of it all. It's a comforting thought, isn't it? That maybe we are just experts at improvisation, making it up as we go along, and hoping for the best. Think about it. How many times have you scrolled through social media and thought, wow, everyone else has it so together? But what if behind those curated posts, there's a whole lot of, like when you see that friend who seems to have the perfect relationship, and then you hear they just had a huge fight, or that coworker who always looks polished, but you find out they've been up all night with a sick kid. It's wild, right? We all have our struggles, but we're so conditioned to hide them. It's like we've been taught that vulnerability is a bad thing, something to be ashamed of. But honestly, wouldn't it be refreshing to just let it all hang out sometimes? To say, yeah, I'm having a rough day, and it's okay. Imagine the connections we could build if we allowed ourselves to be real with each other. If we could just drop the act and say, I'm not fine, and that's okay. There's so much power in honesty. It's like a weight lifted off your shoulders when you finally admit that you're struggling. And you know what? People appreciate authenticity. When you share your struggles, you give others permission to do the same. It creates a ripple effect. One person opens up, and suddenly it's like everyone else feels safe to do the same. It's beautiful, really. Think about your own life. When was the last time you had a heart-to-heart with someone about how you were really feeling? I bet it felt good to get it off your chest. We need more of that in our lives. More real conversations, more vulnerability, and definitely more understanding. So, how do we start this shift? How do we begin to peel back the layers of our carefully constructed facades? It starts with small steps. Next time someone asks how you're doing, consider being a little more honest. Instead of the usual, I'm fine, try saying, honestly, it's been a tough week. You might be surprised by the response. You could spark a conversation that leads to shared experiences, laughter, and maybe even some tears. It's okay to be a little messy. It's okay to not have it all figured out. We're all in this together, and we need to support each other through the ups and downs. And let's be real, life is messy. It's unpredictable, and it doesn't always go according to plan. But that's what makes it beautiful. It's the chaos, the unpredictability, and the moments of pure joy that make life worth living. So let's embrace the mess. Let's celebrate our imperfections and our struggles. Let's be real with ourselves and with each other. Because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to navigate this crazy thing called life. And it's a lot easier when we do it together. What do you think? Is this all part of the adulting game? Or is there a better way to play? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd absolutely love to hear your experiences with the art of I'm fine. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. And if you enjoyed this little chat, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Can't wait to see you next time.